how to fix Google Search Console datetime property upload date is missing a time zone under enhancement reports for videos. In this video session, I'm going to show you what this is about and show you different ways to go about it. Now, this is a non-critical issue in video enhancement reports. Basically, it's saying, you know what, datetime property for upload date is missing a time zone. Now, this is the second video because in the previous video session, I've shown you invalid datetime value for upload date and how to fix that. So let's see how we're meant to fix the time zone issue as well, okay? For most websites using structured data for videos, just having a value Z after the upload date format is actually good enough for most websites. Basically, the datetime format should be ISO 8601 for the date format to be valid, and for the time zone, although you don't need to specify it because it's a non-critical issue, if you do not specify the upload date time zone, then Google will determine the URL, publish date and so on, okay, for the video as well. But since we want to fix it, as I've said to you, you can basically place Z for most websites that is using the standard time date format, which is this here. But let's imagine you're residing in Europe or perhaps India or China, and your videos being published fall within a different time zone. Well, then you need to read through this ISO 8601 format, because you can actually offset date times as well, as in time zones as well. Let's imagine here we have time offset from UTC. We can say, okay, in this scenario, if your videos were published on the website and you do reside in, let's say, Cairo, then you can offset it by this format here. So basically it would be plus 2 hours. That's the time offset. So time zone you can designate by using Z, and depending on the location that your perhaps business website is at and your target audience is at, as I've said to you, you can offset time zones by simply adding the offset time frame, so to speak. For Cairo, it's obviously in the scenario plus 2 hours in this format, or just this format. You can use any one of them. But let's imagine you were in Honolulu. It would be, additional example, it would be minus 10 hours taken from UTC time format, coordinated universal time format, okay? So that's how you do it. Basically, you need to edit the structured data code so that it blurts out the time zone. In my scenario, I'm just embedding YouTube videos for my time zone. I'm just using the coordinated time by just saying Z. No offset or nothing. But if you were to offset it, then you know how to do that here. Basically, edit the structured data markup code so that it echoes the correct time zone for upload date. And once again, you can validate the fix once you make the modification, but once you analyze the code after you make edits, then you can actually see it. That means you can actually not validate it because Google will recrawl the website perhaps, and then it won't show you this issue for datetime property upload date is missing a time zone issue, okay? I thank you for learning with Rankia. If you haven't watched the previous video session and you do have technical skills, then definitely check that out. If you're seeing video enhancement reports having some sort of issues, once again, this is a non-critical item, but we want to make sure that everything on our website, including the structured data, is flawless. I thank you for learning with Rankia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.